Welcome, everyone, to Iconic TV, where today we are talking about how you can actually start having a business that everybody knows about, that people are talking about. You can create a buzz around what you do. And when you have a lot of people talking about your business, you don't have to do as much of the talking about your business. And isn't that the best way? People love word of mouth referrals. And today we're going to show you how you can grow your business to 100,000 followers and more. And we're going to talk about if it's even necessary. Do you need to do it? Why should you do it? All of those details are coming up. So get ready. This is our topic for today. How are you going to get your first 100,000 followers? That's the thing. That is the big question. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's take a quick look at it. And first of all, where are you? How many followers do you have if you take your social media? Are you all over the place? There's about 13, viable, viable channels out there. Are you on all of them? Are you just on one? Where are you doing this? How are you growing your business? And how is it growing? Okay. Is it working? Or do you feel like you're a slave to it? And every day I got to get on there and get more followers and more followers. And maybe you feel like you're pandering to people. And what you really want to do is utilize social media, but you don't want to get used by it. That's really the key. So it is a great tool for our business, and you combine it with what we talked about last week about the power of AI, making your offers. Now we're going to put all this together, and how do we really scale this up so you can get a lot more people following you without a lot of effort? And the question is, why are we doing it? Why do we even want all these followers? Well, that's the big question. Does it matter, right? So tell me, true or false? Is it true that if you have more followers, you make more money? What do you guys think? Have you noticed as your followers went up that you made more money? Or did you find that you were distracted and maybe you weren't making as much money because you were just a slave to the algorithm and trying to get all of this done? So, what is it for you? Are you making more money when you have more followers? Or are you finding you're so distracted and so spread so thin that you're not making the money that you thought you would? So let's dive into this a little bit more, okay? So the question is, does it matter? So when I started my business, I didn't have a lot of followers. I didn't have a page or channels. I wasn't anywhere. I was nowhere on social media, all right? And in 9 months, made $1.4 million. And guess how many followers I had? About 700 in a group. Okay, that was it. So there are arguments for and there are arguments against. Okay, so what really matters? It's not just the followers, but it does help, right? And I'm going to talk about the other factors that do matter. Now, here's a question for you. How many followers do you actually need? And why? What do you get as far as money, right? So here's an example. What is one of the most popular channels right now? And that's YouTube. Okay. So what do you guys think if you were on YouTube and you have 1 million followers? We're not talking endorsements or sponsors, but we're just talking followers for right now, because obviously you have to have lots of followers before you're going to have any sponsors. If you have 1 million followers on YouTube, how much do you think the platform is going to pay you? Any ideas? Okay, 1 million followers, guess what? It's about $5,000 a month. That's your check from YouTube. And I know a lot of people are out there like, oh, I'm going to be famous. I want to be an influencer. I want to make all this money and just sit around and make videos and everybody follows me and all that. Guess what? 5,000 a month is only $60,000 a year. But how hard did you have to work to get those 1 million followers for YouTube to pay you $5,000? See, that's not even a good job. That's a low level job. That's a straight out of college level job. So again, is it just followers or is there more to it? So if you have a lot of followers, put down how many followers you have. Let me know. Let me know who are the heavy hitters out there. What are you doing? And if you don't have enough, we'll talk about that too. So to get to 100,000, it takes us a few steps. So the first step is we've got to get to your first 1,000 followers. Right? Forget worrying about the millions if you haven't even gotten to 100,000. Right? So let's talk about that first 1,000. If you don't have your first 1,000, this is where you want to take some notes. This is where you really want to pay attention. I can show you exactly what you need to do to get the first 1,000. That's your first step. Okay. Every step is a little bit different. So if you're wondering, well, I get some and then I lose some. Well, let's take a look at exactly what it takes. This is really important to understand. And I'm going to look at the different platforms where you can be. There's a lot of them. I'm just going to cover a few today. And actually, I'm going to tell you, I like to do this without paying for ads, right? Can you grow all of this organically? We grew our whole business organically past 1 million before we ever started doing the ads. And you can do the same thing. If you have some questions about it, just type #call or go to callconnie.com and we'll show you exactly what you need to do. Okay. Here's also a philosophy that we have stuck to, and it's really helped business owners. Is I believe that when you're trying to grow your business, and unless you are you come with a lot of financial backing, or you have a lot of money to kind of toss out there and experiment with, then don't start with ads. I know people are out there telling you, just put $5 in a day, 10, 20, 50, and soon by the end of the month, 1, 2, and 3, guess what? You're doing a couple $100 a day and you're still not getting any money. Okay. So you can do this and grow this organically without putting any of your own money out there. That's the beauty of this. Okay. So let's get those first 1,000 subscribers, okay, and followers. What do you need to do? And by the way, if you're excited about this, if you love this, give me some likes. It's kind of lonely out there if you guys so far away. So let me know, what do you want to know about? Okay, your first 1,000. Here's what you need to do. First of all, pick one channel. Do not, if you don't have a whole bunch of followers, don't start spreading yourself thin and trying to be everywhere. You can get there, just not in the beginning. Okay. And so pick one channel, and you want to pick one channel that you can grow very quickly organically, and a channel where it's really fast for you to create it. It's not a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. So what do you think are the 2 recommendations that I have for you here? What do you think you can post on and get stuff out there really quickly and easily, and you can grow without paying for anything? So here's 2 recommendations for you. Number 1, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is phenomenal, and that is the fastest organic platform out there. It's still incredible. Yes, you can do ads on it, but it right now has the best organic reach. And if you're not on there, go ahead and get on there. You'll also find more high ticket buyers. And each platform has different criteria. I did a training on that. If you want to know what to do with each platform, what kind of people are on each platform, how much money can you make on each platform, what do the platforms pay you, all of that. We did an entire social media 3-part series on this, and I would love for you to get this. Just write 3-part series down below and I'll get the whole thing to you. Okay. So you've got to pick your one platform. LinkedIn is one. What's the other one? Yep, it's X, formerly known as Twitter. So that is another place where you can grow really quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of, thoughts on that, and it's too controversial. Yeah, all of them have pluses and minuses, but if this is the objective, is to grow your following, then those are going to be your 2 best and fastest choices. Now, let's take a look at the second thing. You want to pick one topic. Okay. What is the one thing that you're going to talk about? What is your one solution? What is the one problem that you are going to solve for people? Okay. And so if you have ever seen, have you guys ever seen like a Venn diagram, where you have a circle here, and they they kind of interlock? Okay. and you see sometimes 3 or 4 circles, okay, like a ikigai or 3-circle Venn diagram. And what that means is, like, if you put all of the things you're good at in one circle and then another one and another one, and then you overlap it with, what do people want? What are you good at? And what is the big what's the outcome that they want? What's the problem that they want to solve? And what does the market need? And when you can find that overlap, that kind of is the thing that you really want to be talking about. So I'll give you an example here. Pick a couple ideas, right? So what do we do really well? We help people build an iconic brand. We're really excellent at focusing on boosting your profits. For example, we can show you in 5 minutes how to double your profit, and it doesn't cost you any money. No marketing, no ads. And if you want to know, how do I put twice as much money in my bank account? In 5 minutes, I'll show you. Okay, just write 5-minute profits down below, and I'll show you exactly how to do it, or we'll put a link down below as well. The other thing we do is a lot of systems. We use source systems. So everything is really streamlined in the strategies, because we don't believe in hacks and hustle and hype, all these things that are short term, no fad businesses. We believe in forever businesses that have tried and true strategies and principles, um, and concepts that actually work no matter what industry you're in. Okay. Now, if we overlap that, what's that all come down to? The thing that we are really focused on is helping you build a 7-figure business in 1 year. And if you would love to do that, then that's what we focus on. Come book a call, right? Just go callconnie.com. And a lot of people go, oh, I can never do that. It's going to take forever. So here's the philosophy. If you've been in business for 3 years and you haven't hit the $1 million mark, there is something wrong. All right. Don't keep doing what you're doing, because it won't get you there. You're going to have to switch. And you can ask me about the law of 3. We'll do another training on that. But that's why you're stuck. That's why you're not crossing these 6 and 7-figure hurdles. Now, the other thing that you can do to get these 1,000 followers, your first 1,000 followers, pick one cadence. What are you going to do? What is the rhythm at which you utilize social media? Are you consistent with your times? For example, 8 a.m. every morning, be on LinkedIn. Okay. Are you consistent with the posting? Like, do you go hard for it and then you just kind of stop and you give up because you're exhausted or you ran out of ideas? No, you want to be consistent. So if you say, I'm going to do it 3 times a week, commit to 3 times a week. And don't have any attachment. Right? Guess what? In the beginning, it's going to be slow. It's hard for people to, notice you. There's all these things that you can do, but in the beginning, right? Not a lot is going to happen. So don't worry about that. Do the consistent postings and the consistent time so people can rely on you. Go, oh, she comes on every day at this time. Okay. The third thing you want to do to get past your first $1,000 after you have the cadence and you've got the topic and you've got the channel, the fourth thing you want to do is you want to pick one process. Okay. What is the process that you're going to use? And how do you figure out the process? And you want to figure it out for that specific platform. Okay. So what that means is you want to imitate before you innovate. Okay. You want to model the winners in your niche. What are the people who are in your niche on your platform that you chose, just one? What are they doing? How can you follow what they're doing? This is not the time to experiment. Like, everybody's doing that. That's so overused. I'm going to go do my own thing. Not now. You don't have enough proof, right? You can't, build in the pharmaceutical business, right? They're always doing studies and you can't have a drug approved based on a study of one. You can't have your product or your model or methodology approved just based on a couple people. Okay. So first you need to imitate, follow what other people are doing, then you can innovate. Okay. But wait till you get to the 10,000 mark and then you can do that. So that's where we want to go next. Now, if you need some help with this, then just type #help, or you can contact us directly. Let's take a look at how do we boost it now? How do we get your next 10,000 followers? So what you did before was great, but now we have to bump it up a little bit, okay? We have to accelerate this. So how many of you have 10,000 followers or more? Have you crossed that threshold? And congratulations if you have, because getting to that and passing just to that, there's a lot. That first 1,000 followers is very hard. That's like the first $100,000 you make in your business. It feels like everything is trial and error, and it is. Okay. But the faster you go through it, the better. Now that you get to 10,000 followers, this is where the momentum builds. It grows organically, right? And it's the connections with other people and talking. And so we want to see, what do you need to do at this point to make sure that you can grow to 100,000 from 10,000? So at 10,000, it's really about the content. You're really focusing on creating better content, and you're going to also have more content. Okay. But the three things you want to look at is the format. What is the format that is used and acceptable and ideal for the platform that you are on, right? Twitter has a different format and style than LinkedIn versus Facebook or Instagram. Okay. Every one of them has a different feel. That's what makes them all unique. There's an art to it. You can't just be boring. You got to have something interesting and captivating. There's an art to the content, and make sure you understand that. And then use templates. Okay. And what do I mean? Not just the exact same templates, but there's a style for each platform, and there's templates that you can do. For example, on LinkedIn, there's a really interesting way that you can work with LinkedIn where it's stylistic. Like, you can you'll see us do this a lot. The content is like formatted, the words are formatted like in a triangle or in a L shape or a U shape. And so there's a design and art to it, and the templates are there. And you can learn that by following the largest leaders, the people with the biggest followings. You'll see what they're doing. They're the ones testing. You don't need to be testing. Okay. Let them do the testing. You do the following. That's the key. So once you have the content, then there's a different format for each. So let me show you what these look like. Okay. So the LinkedIn format, when you're at 10,000 and above, you want to focus on carousels, images, and long form text. Now, LinkedIn also has newsletters, and you can have multiple newsletters. That's part of your long form text, right? So this is how you want to think if you want to go to LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn is so popular? Because it has the greatest organic reach. You will get more people faster on LinkedIn than you will on the other channels. Okay. And I have no bias. I'm not, partial to one or the other, but this is one of the easiest ways to grow. But you do want to avoid polls and videos. Okay. That is not actually ideal for LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is trying to catch up to some of the video platforms, and they are introducing, I think it's about 2.5, 3 months ago, introduced more video format. And so we're going to see how that goes, right? Some people are very resistant for it, and video is the thing. So I think it's probably going to pick up very well, but a few people have access to that now. And so that now may be something else you can add to your format and to your arsenal. So let's take a look at the next one and the other platform. So if this is your platform, write these down, right? Okay. So Instagram format, what do they like? They like a lot of the talking head videos, animated reels, and carousels are good here as well. And LinkedIn, you don't have to do as much. Once a day is good. Okay. Because there's other activities that you do. But on Instagram, 5 times a day, it's a lot. We did a show with just a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys saw this. If you didn't see it, definitely ask for it. We did a show on Gary Vee's new book, right? Day Trading Attention. And he is the king of, all these platforms, always says 5 times a day on Instagram. Well, if you can't do that, if you don't have a team for that and it's just you, maybe you could look at a different platform, okay? Because that might be a little bit labor intensive. So that's what you would need to do for that. And then let's take a look at X. What happens when you want to get 10,000 followers with X and you want to boost that? So twice a day, you need to do your tweets. And 4 times a week, you want to post long form content. And so that gives you an opportunity to kind of state your your brand positioning, your platform. It gives you a little bit more opportunity to, than just a few hundred characters. Okay. So those are for those three platforms. Format is very important, and that's all about you got to have great content in the right format on the right platform for your audience and also for you. Like if you're not going to be on there a lot because you're only going to pick one in the beginning, and now you can go expand. Now that we're in the 10,000, you can stretch it out to some of the other platforms. So um, everything is about when you're getting to the 10,000, this is where we're really starting to look at who are you and your brand and what do you stand for. So you need to optimize your profile, okay? And here's 3 examples of what you need to do on the different profiles. Go ahead and screenshot this or take this down and start doing all of these, okay? On LinkedIn, you have to make sure that you've got a great tagline. Your cover is important. And the look of covers have changed, right? And you really want to talk about what is the problem that you solve in your cover. The other thing is your featured section, and you can get really creative here. Also, a call to action. What do you want people to do? What's that next step that you want them to do? Okay. On X, the description is very important. The cover matters. A website link so that you can take people off to that. Now, is it a website or is it going to be a landing page? Ask me. I'll take a look at your profile and I'll tell you what's the best thing for you. And pin your best post to the top. Okay. On Instagram, again, keep your best post pinned to the top. Your bio matters. Oftentimes you have the links in the bio and you can do those things, keep those current. Your call to action newsletter and threads. Make sure you link your threads with your account. Okay. So that's what you want to do at the $10,000 mark. Okay. Now you're doing more content. You're getting a little bit deeper. You're showing a little bit more about you. Okay. But that's not all. So for X, did I cover this yet? Let's see. I'm going to skip that for you. I want to go to the next part here. Let's go. See, don't you love live? Okay. Let's move on to your first $100,000 followers. What do you have to do here? Okay. Let me show you. How many of you would want this? How many of you think your business would go up? Okay. Well, keep in mind, having 100,000 followers is great. But if you don't have the content right, for example, remember on your content, the hook is 80% of it. Whatever you put out there, there's got to be a great hook that people go, ooh, I want to do that. It has to interrupt whatever they're doing. It needs to be the scroll stopper, right? They're just scrolling. You've got to have a hook that captures their attention right away. And that is 80%. Write that down. Okay. I said it twice now. 80%. That means it's important. But what about the 100,000? What's different? Okay. Let's take a look at that. This is your time to scale. Okay. This is where you can really grow. Okay. And what do? When you have all these followers, your income is really going to be impacted. So this is where you want to pay attention to how you're monetizing your audience. What is your offer? And when you have that many followers, which version of business, what's the style that you want to go after? Are you looking for volume and you're trying to get a lot of maybe quick, fast, low ticket deals? Maybe you want more transactional, or do you want more relational? Okay. So the difference is, do people buy once from you and then that's it? And you get a whole bunch of people that buy something small one time. And so therefore you're in a continuous promotion cycle with your business. Or do you do it the iconic way, like we teach, right? And you build a higher ticket, higher value product where you don't need as many people. They stay longer because they appreciate the value. Okay. So how you're going to do that with those 100,000 followers matters. And the reason we didn't have to build hundreds of thousands of people is because we offer a higher ticket model where it's not a quantity issue, it's a quality issue. So you've got to decide for your business and for your lifestyle, what do you really want? Okay. Once you start building this, keep going. The tendency, people start to hit the brakes. Actually, they don't really hit the brakes, they just take their foot off the gas and they're no longer building it. So you want to continue to push, right? Continue to do the strategies, continue to, you're going to make more offers and you're going to have better offers. And this is also the time to build your internal team. When you have 100,000 followers, it starts to get unyielding, and you want to have somebody, maybe you're going to have your tech person, you're going to have your branding person, your media person, somebody who handles all the different aspects of that, right? And then also, this is where you focus on the brand. And that's the point where you really can't just do this alone. It's not guesswork. You've really got to up level yourself from a professional standpoint. This is when you really need to bring in an executive, a coach, or somebody, a mentor, a consultant to help you out with this, because now you have the ability to attract other sponsorships and higher ticket deals, maybe bigger corporate offers, and you don't have to think so transactionally. So this is why you need a team around you. So build that internal team, get your internal staff, and then of course you need your own coach or consultant. We'd love to volunteer for that. Give us a call. Just go to callconnie.com and find out, how do you actually do this? How do you do it step by step by step without falling through? And if you notice, none of this cost you a penny. Okay. Again, if you haven't read this book, this is a great book. Okay. It talks about the same thing, where it's all about the brand. It's not about all the paid stuff. Okay. So sorry for all the digital agencies out there, but you have to start looking at different things. By the way, you have, there's some really cool mechanisms and bots and overlays and things that you can do, because there's more to it, right, than just getting followers. You have to then engage them and keep them engaged. So if you need help with any of that, okay, I want you to just ask for a call. We can help you out. And also, if you weren't aware, we actually teach you all of this in a workshop. And we do this every Tuesday here in San Diego. If you want to, if you're not here, ask to come to the virtual one. And we talk about these strategies and how you can implement it in your business, give you a full workbook, a plan, a step-by-step plan that's customized to you, so that when you leave the workshop, you can actually put all of these strategies into play. Okay. And if you do want some personalized help, just go ahead and book a call. And so your gift today, promise you guys to have a gift. So this is how to use LinkedIn to grow your business. Why? Because LinkedIn is the easiest and fastest place to grow, has a more universal audience, and it has some great tools that you can use. We did a whole training on LinkedIn and how to do it. But if you would like to know, what if I could just do it all with LinkedIn? Or maybe you've tired on Facebook, and Instagram is too pitchy for you, and you're trying to grow a professional business, then I highly recommend LinkedIn for you. So if you want all the details, you want the skinny on how to do it, how to craft the messages, how to write them, how to build your bio, how to have a great cover, go ahead and just book a call, and we will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. for Iconic TV Live. We're going to talk about subscription businesses. Have you ever thought about getting a subscription going so that you can have people every month coming into you? That is what we're talking about next week. So don't miss it.